Hi, everybody. This is Allison from Alley Cat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you get anything from my work, a connected dot, an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, please consider supporting my work. The links are in the description below this video. If you want an energy exchange, you want healing protection in the house, I have pyramids, a lot of types of pyramids. I have hearts. I have to unpack those still. I have paintings, all kinds of fun artistic stuff. I have a bachelor's degree in fine arts from SVA, so I'm legitimate, as society tells us. Uh, Go check out my website, allycatcreations211.com. A new feature to my channel is paint and sips. This was the other day's paint and sip. Yay. I'll be doing that with channel memberships. That's another way you could support me. You get free entries into any giveaways that I have. So if I'm doing a raffle, if I'm doing a giveaway, you get first dibs. That is the perk for now. Eventually, I might tier up, but right now it's just one tier. It's just a nice way to support the channel and me. I will be doing member-only events, just waiting for a little bit more people to grow for those events to be taking off. But next time I'm going to be doing a sip and craft. So you can bring your coffee or your tea or a bubbly, whatever you would like. And I'm going to be doing a craft. Now, before I begin Oahspe, paint sips, paint and crafts are just a way for you to, if you're interested in doing the image that I have or the craft, all the instructions will be left below. I'm going to do it as a video. I might do some lives, but it's a way for people to do a project or just create something along with me. It doesn't need to be what I'm doing. I'm just plucking things out of my house like a sculptor that I am and making things beautiful. So it's just another avenue of exploration to use my degree. And yikes, I hope everybody had a wonderful and Merry Christmas. It wasn't bad, but I felt like I'm gonna keep that to myself. But let's just say I had a lot of realizations, not nice ones. So yeah. We are reading Oahspe, this humongous book here. Chapter 24 of the labor of God, Jehovah's Son. Sakiah was born in Hadgotha, province of now Wan, on the borders of Nepal. His birth has been foretold by the faithless prophets, and that he would reestablish the doctrines of Calipia's Watu. Sakiah's father's name was Mitanga, and he was of the 12th generation of Sudhadana, that is of pure vegetable food, during which time none of his forefathers ate fish or flesh, or anything that breathed the breath of life. Mitanga was very old when Sakiah was born, but the wife of Mitanga was but 15 years old, for which reasons the people nicknamed the child Saramna Gautama, that is passionless from father and mother. Mitanga was high father king of the province of Nawan. Consequently, Sakiah was born a prince, as commanded of Jehovah in heaven he should be, wherein he said, He that I will rise up shall have the glory of the earth before him, and he shall grow up as learned as a king and a priest, and he shall reestablish peace and good will on earth. Now there had been bloody times in Vinnu for 400 years, during which time a warring sect who falsely called themselves Brahmins had overrun the land with sword and spear, lance and fire, destroying temples, oracles, and languages. These were the destructions previously mentioned, done by the god Kabbalaktis, mortals supposing they were under the god Brahma. God, Jehovah's Son, had said to Etisia, chief guardian angel over Sakaya, "Thou shalt cause thy ward to learn Brahmanism, asceticism, and all other religions." Thus was Sakaya educated, and at 12 years of age, he took vows of Brahmanism. At 15, he desired to acquire the ecstatic state, and he joined a band of 7 Brahmin priests and went about for 3 years with the aims, bowl, begging for the poor, living as the poor, and fasting and praying and studying with his teachers and priests. And yet for another 4 years he excluded himself from speech, save to the Holy Ghost, dwelling out of doors night and day. But Jehovah suffered not the ecstatic state to come to Sakaya. And one night his guardian angel Achisia spake to him in a dream, saying, "Behold, I am Jehovah, not the Holy Ghost. Yeah, I am a very person, and ever present. Why hast thou put me off? Did I not create thee alive and make thee a person also? Thou art born of the race of Sudhudnana. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and I don't care. Thy labor is not to seek the ecstatic state for thyself, which is selfishness, but to renew my light on earth. Therefore give up this, thy most useless life of going about praying, and return thou to thy father's house, and take thee a wife. For how canst thou obtain the wisdom of the earth without becoming a husband and a father?" Sakaya awoke, remembering his dream, and he told it to his priest, and asked them to interpret it. And they said unto him, "This was not a dream, but the voice of Satan. Put thou it aside." But Sakaya was more convinced of his dream than of his priests, and he therefore gave up his fasting and praying, and returned to his father's house, saying, "Father, thou art wise after the manner of thy generations. Henceforth I will be no more a priest, nor in fact a Brahmin, for the matter, but pursue thy doctrines, which are of deeds more than words. Thou shalt therefore choose me a wife, for I will wed and become a father." So Sakaya wed, and his wife bore him a son. When he looked upon the child, he said, "Thou art the greatest of sermons." Now, because of the strange life Sakaya had lived, being a prince, he was the wonder of the city of Hagatha, and was much loved by the people, especially the poor. For his aims bowl had oft relieved them from hunger. Consequently, when it was known he was a father, there came before the royal palace thousands of poor singing songs of praise to Sakaya and his child and his wife. And the poor women had infants in their arms. Sorry, guys, I'm coughing. When Sakaya saw the infants, he burst into tears and came out before the multitude and spake to them, saying, "This day I have sinned before heaven and earth. Behold my tears. Would that they were drops of blood, and I should shed them to do you good. For I have looked upon my own son and said within my soul, This is mine. And I considered how my son was born a prince and above want. But I consider not this great multitude of babes, who have no assurance against starvation. Why then shall I remain with one who hath sure provision, and glut myself in ease and the selfish joy of my own house, and leave this multitude of babes to the haphazard, precarious life? If not Sakaya, a broader soul than this, have I any right to bring more children into the world until I have provided sure happiness to them that are already born? What is my family and my kingdom, thou I win the land from Yaganasa to the ocean, if this burning within my own soul will not away, but crieth out forever, heal thou the sick earth. From this time forth do I covenant with thee, thou all light, to give up all the earth and to serve thee. Beasts can't bring forth young, and they do set their hearts on their own begotten only. Thy light moveth me to a more noble course. This day I quit the earth and the passions for earthly things. I will be thy son of Jehovah, and all my days henceforth on earth labor to ameliorate thy abundant offspring. Behold, these young babes turn on upon me with thy smile, O Jehovah, in their innocent faces, calling to me, help, help. Achicia, angel chief of the Lues, that brought forth Sakiah, seeing the resolution of Sakiah, departed at once to paradise before God on the throne to receive the commission of Jehovah and to establish a line of his sea and light to the mortal sphere. And thereupon God caused his officers to select from the volunteers the highest grades and to arrange them in a line of light down to the earth, to Sakiah, that the voice of God in his holy 11 might speak through Sakiah with the wisdom of Jehovah, the hosts to be under the direction of Achicia. The million Lues were also summoned to their places in the line, and in 5 days' time, the light of the throne of God was made one with the soul of Sakiah, and he began preaching even from the steps of the palace of the king, his father. In the meantime, the Lues of the hosts of Achicia inspired their mortal wards, men and women, who had been born into the world to become disciples and followers of Sakiah, to come before him. And it came to pass that presently there assembled in Sakiah's native city to hear him preach men and women from remote distances, so that people said one to another, such coming of strangers proveth that the Great Spirit is with Sakiah. These then that followed are the substance of the doctrines preached by Sakiah, being a reestablishing of the Zarathustrian law, that is to say, I am but a man, worship not me, neither honor ye me for the words, for they are not my words, in fact. All men's wise words are the accumulation of things previous, nothing is new. Nor do I proclaim any new doctrine or new rites and ceremonies. On the contrary, I declare my follies publicly before you. Inasmuch as I have been an example of folly, learn ye to be wise by not following my past footsteps. In my youth, I was quickened to see the miseries and sorrows and afflictions of mortals, and I cried out unto Ahura Mazda, as the priests had directed me, to find some sure way to do great good in the world. But in the legends of the ancients, I beheld that certain signs and miracles attended Calypia and Brahma and Zarathustra. So I grieved to obtain two signs and miracles. Ye know the rest. I fasted and prayed and tortured my flesh to make the earth abhorrent in my sight, even according to the rules of the Brahmin priests. But nothing came to me more than to commonest magician. So I declare unto you, I have renounced Brahmanism and asceticism, and take up the Zarathustrian religion, which is that good works are the only salvation. To know then what are good works, and to apply the same unto the inhabitants of the earth, should be the chief study of a preacher. And since most crime and misery come because of poverty and because of the division of the affairs of men, it is wise to devise first a remedy against poverty, and second, a means of attraction to bring about a brotherhood between men. Sorry, guys. To accomplish which, the association of families of tens and twenties and hundreds of thousands with rabbis, priests, unto each as Calypia taught, is the highest and best plan, in which families there shall be neither buying nor selling, nor ownership, nor divisions, nor castes, nor privileges of one above another, nor rich nor poor. When Sakiah was asked how about such as can work fast and are strong and can accomplish much, shall they not have preference over those that produce little? Zacchaeus said, a certain man had two sons. One was strong and the other weak, and yet that father distinguished not between his sons in his will. Was he then just? They said, a most just father. Zacchaeus said, so declare I unto you the Ormazdian law, to give unto one another all things required and without distinction as to strength or as to expertness. Zacchaeus said, ye cannot associate with all men, for many are of diverse tastes and habits. Nevertheless, refuse ye not all association because of this, for there are such as are consordant with you, and such are disagreeable to you, are nevertheless compatible to others. Orsman had created a large field, his peoples are numerous, and there are many in the world, so like unto others, they are as one in all things. Choose ye such, and as ye are one with one another, so are ye one with the Creator. But most of all, with virtue and industry and good works come into the world by examples ye place before the young. Better is to hide and subdue your temper in presence of the young than to conquer a whole state of force of arms. The young are your angels given you by the Creator, and ye are their gods. Consider ye then what kind of kingdom ye raise up. Happiness on earth is answered by happiness in heaven, and that which is planted on earth is reaped in heaven. Touching charity, I say it is good to take the alms bowl and go about begging for the poor, and yet in the same breath I say it is an evil. This I have found of all charity, it hath two great evils. First, it flatteneth him that giveth, and that he hath done a good work, and this is an injury to his own soul. Second, charity injureth the poor, because it destroyeth manhood and giveth good cast to a beggar. Though this kingdom is filled with hospitals and houses of charity, it is none the less free for vagrants and helpless ones. And though ye build 1,000 houses for the poor and feed them withal, yet ye will have just as many still unproved for, as when they was but one poor house. The law is unalterable in heaven and earth, and that whatsoever ye nurse will grow. I also declare unto you an equally severe law, which is, that if ye do nothing to benefit the afflicted, distressed, and helpless, ye cannot escape the damnation of earth and heaven. To remedy which is devolveth upon you to find a remedy in society itself, whereby that there shall be no rich and no poor, for it is also law that where there are rich, there must be poor. Where there are masters, there must be servants, in which the rich man is a sinner before heaven and earth, even more so than the poor man. Since some of them, asked Zacchaeus, suppose a rich man do not feed the poor and helpless, but he give employment to 1,000 hired servants, is he not good? Zacchaeus said, a man may feed his cattle, caring for the sick ones, but still he treateth them as cattle. A man may employ many cattle, but still he treateth them as cattle. And he who doeth this to his brothers and sisters, the curse of the Creator is upon that man. But if he gave up what he hath and maketh himself a father over them, to develop himself in manliness and wisdom and virtue, then his charities are as virtue. And whatsoever a man doeth, and his own self receiveth prestige over others, that man offendeth in the sight of Jehovah, or Zman. Yet these things are not new in the world. They are and were the doctrines of the ancients, and in this day the Brahmin priests preach them in languages yet ye understand not. Behold, I break away from their languages and preach the truth in your native tongue, and soundeth new to you. Hang on, guys, I just heard a bad noise. I have tried and proved in my own person, and I declare unto you that preaching alone is of little avail in the world. Spoken words are a breath of air. They blow away. Written words lie in silence. They are dead. I am not come to preach, nor to build up a new order of preaching, but to, there's some faded words here, a practice in life whereby crime and misery and starvation may be averted. Calypia covered the earth over with families of communities, and the earth became as a garden, rich in fruit and flowers. Pauperism was taken away from this land. Then came cruel wars and destruction of harmony and of learning. Purification is the first law I gave unto you, and is the same as with the ancients, in which ye shall not eat the flesh of any creature that breatheth the breath of life, nor of fish that lived in the water, nor under the water. Ye shall bathe once every day from the crown of the head in the sole of the feet. I, before bathing, ye shall say before thee, O Jehovah, or Asman, I will put away the filth of my body and the evil of my spirit. And after bathing, ye shall say, as I have with the water washed clean the outer man, O thou Jehovah, help me to make clean my spirit. In the morning, when thou weakest, thou shalt say, help me, O Jehovah, to keep my thoughts pure this day, and my soul full of love and tenderness. In the evening before sleeping, thou shalt say, whilst my corporeal body sleepeth, O Jehovah, help my less encumbered spirit to see the ways of thy righteous judgment. Without purity, no man can see the Creator. With purity, all men can see him and hear him. It is easy to purify the corporeal body than the spiritual, for diet and baths can accomplish the former, but pure thoughts are required for the soul. A man may be clean as to the flesh, but if he impure thoughts, he is impure in spirit. Whoso speaketh cruelly or unjustly of his neighbor is foul in spirit. If he speaketh for the shortcomings and deceptions of his neighbors, he is foul in spirit. Whereas, first of all, purification is the first law of man's own self. The second law, after being purified, to strive constantly to do good unto others. Some of the multitude ask, what meanest thou by doing good unto others? Zacchaeus said, to inspire others unto purity first, and then to obtain individuality. It hath been said from time without end, that to end the poor, to give to them, to serve them, is good works done unto others. But I say unto you, this is but halfway to that which is good. For ye shall not only help them, but shall go and teach them how to help themselves. This is doing good unto others. It hath been said, whoso setteth the ordinances of the priests, repeating a certain number of prayers daily, doeth a good work. But I say unto you, whoso teacheth a man to invent prayers of his own, hath done a greater good. To put a man in the way to be his own salvation, this is the best good work. As ye hath depended on the priest to pray for you, I come to teach you to pray for yourselves. The third law is abnegate one's own self, being willing in heart to sacrifice one's own desires, possessions, and opinions for sake of peace and the good of the family. This is the most difficult law, for the selfishness of man causeth him to say, I have such a love of liberty. Let be the dictator and do thou my decrees. But for this evil amongst men, they could dwell together in peace the world over. The fourth law is to love all men, women, and children as brothers and sisters. The fifth law, to return good for evil, to give pleasure to those that give pain, to practice those things, holding all things in common, insufficient unto the redemption of the world from darkness, war, and evil, unto peace and light and happiness to all the living. I have to end it here, guys. A puppy, a bigger puppy, was right next to my window. That's why I kind of paused. And I have a puppy now in the cat room. And I'm trying to post out to see if someone lost a dog before I take it to the vet or somewhere to get the trip read and notify somebody that the dog is lost. That's a lot of work. And I don't mind doing it, but my goodness, I have a puppy right now and it's really damn cute. So sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, seed your truths, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Sorry for the short reading, but now I have a puppy to deal with. Bye for now.